Hey guys, Mr. M Blade here. So for today's episode of 1 vs 2000, we are going to be taking a look at M Blade's performance at every respective cost investments from E0, S0 all the way to E6, S5, and then in a separate video, I will showcase what a 48 cost M Blade team will look like with multiple 48 cost setups featuring E6, S5 Akron, E6, S5 Facial, E6, S5 Evanescence, and so on. So without further ado, this is going to be up against Anomaly Arbitration Night 1. Fun fact about this little enemy, right? You can check out our early access video right here to see additional details of what this guy actually is. Did you know that for the God Devourer Offspring, this is actually not his head, guys? Because you can see, it doesn't exist, right? This is just a false head, right? His mouth is actually just chilling there like a shadow, whereas his real head is actually, whoa, crazy design. Looking forward to the 4.3 MSQ when we eventually hop on. Right, so this is once again E0 S0 Blade with a slightly unrateable team, but we're just gonna see our damage performance increase as well as how much faster we're gonna be clearing in 300 action value against Anomaly Night 1, right? So with that, alright, this buff is really unfortunate for here because we do have the energy regeneration debuff. Okay, hit that. I need them to hit M Blade, bro. I need them to hit M Blade. Okay, I guess no. Okay, very important just for your min-max and optimization. You want the last person that breaks this to be Acheron. Because the way that the God Devourer Offspring mechanics works is that the last person to break this will get a flat 500 attack buff, because I am in fact a guy maker. So as a guy maker, if you're able to break this with Acheron, you can see how Acheron is gonna be the one that gets us the additional attack buff right here. Alright, and then if you take a look into Acheron's thingy, that is gonna be, okay, it's not exactly 500, but you kind of just get what I'm saying, right? But in any case, this guy is going to do Blade again, and we're not going to be getting this right here because we do not have the S1, so we're going to have to wait a little bit more. Finally activating our ultimate right here. 1 out of 9. Very, oh my god. Oh, okay, global passive does not come with M Blade, so you should have gotten the global passive in the last patch, right? So this is going to come here. Very good. Okay, so this is gonna be 2 out of 6. I am gonna go for a basic. Then Ika is gonna be at 1 out of 6. Then Acheron gets us the last 6 out of 6 for a very good amount of additional buff. Very nice. Additional. And yeah, fun fact, the attack buff stacks. So this is a 500 attack buff, which stacks with the previous attack buff, which is really cool. So now you can see your Acheron's attack is 4.1k, bro. Holy, absolutely exceptional. Alright, we're just gonna come this real quick. Alright, Blade goes for the follow-up attack. Alright, Blade goes for a little bit more of that. Okay, we can actually pop this open right now. Blade Eternal. Unfortunately, we did have to cast our enhanced skill there, so I don't know what to do. Can we get ourselves the Acheron break? Alright, very good. Very nice. Okay, we are gonna be at 35%. Alright, Aha is gonna come in to do absolutely nothing for us. I'm just basic. Oh, so once this gives me my Blade out, I can then get my Teep out. Alright, then we get our Teep out. Because either we basic or skill, there's no we get our ultimate anyway, so I'd rather basic high to give us additional stacks for M Blade, right? I can't prevent this from proccing, so I am just gonna proc this immediately. Alright, gets this up here. Acheron. I mean, we're pretty sure this ultimate is gonna full clear the entire wave. Yes, this blade is still on HP rope, but for the sake of consistency, I'm a little bit too lazy to change this to energy regeneration rope. But you can see how later on, when this thing expires, it will always guarantee you to be at 120 out of 160 minimum. Alright, so if you had an energy regeneration rope here, you are pretty much guaranteed 100% ultimate uptime. So the moment this ultimate goes away, you can cast your ultimate. But because we are a light spender on blade, the moment I activate that E1 blade, which delays our ultimate's action value every single time we cast the enhanced skill, you are pretty much not really gonna need that requirement as much anymore, right? Just to keep it a little bit chill here, we are gonna skill to get our ultimate. And then once Teep is gonna get this, we are gonna be getting another EBA, or rather enhanced skill. This lands back down. Now, you know why we still have so much energy? The reason is very simple, right? The reason is very, very simple. Because we have this thing called... Okay, I can't show you the thing called... we essentially have this thing called S5 resolution. S5 tutorial, right? So despite us not having our signature weapon, our ultimate uptime on a HP rope is still pretty much more or less permanent, right? Okay, y'all can't see the thing I'm about here, but we are essentially running the S5 tutorial. Very, very exceptional. Very, very nice. Unfortunately, we are not quite enough to get us a 0 cycle. So we are gonna be looking at a 1 cycle 97 AV remaining, just barely 0 cycling on our first try. If I were to reset that a little bit, I think that was definitely easily 0 cyclable. So that is gonna be our E0 S0 blade. Now we are gonna activate the second most game-changing eidolon for M-Blade, and that is going to be his E1. You don't really need a comparison as to E0 S1 or E1 S0. Just get the fucking E1. Stop asking me, should I get S1 first or E1 first? Because this is the definitive answer. Getting one E1 is the equivalent of getting 10 S1s, right? Because that is just how good this E1 is, on top of the fact that you can actually run tutorial mission begins. I am pretty sure back in my days, this was begins, right? Did I change the word? I could have sworn back in my days this was called before tutorial mission begins. Okay, it is what it is, right? Let's just come back in for our E1 S0 blade. Bro, I swear it used to be called before tutorial mission begins, bro. Back in my days, Alright. The energy debuff is honestly a little bit annoying, but it's gonna be chill. Okay, Blade getting hit there is low-key kind of good, but we do not have enough for the out here. That is gonna be... Oh my fucking god. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing to keep things consistent. See if Blade can get a buff. If Blade can get a buff. Oh my god, though. Oh my god. Okay, wait. 2 out of 6. 1 out of 6. Team goes in. Okay, I wanted the attack buff, right? I wanted the attack buff. So we waste a little bit of Acheron stacks just for the attack buff here. Okay, we do get ourselves the attack buff. Then we are just gonna basic with Hyacinth because there wouldn't be any change. Then we finally get our ultimate after 10,000 years. Little Ika is gonna be able to come in for a little bit more stacks. Gets a little bit of basic. We are just gonna pop over our skill and immediately cast the Acheron ultimate once again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then this is gonna be 8 out of 9. And then this is gonna be, if it hits Blade, it's 9 out of 9. Okay, he did not hit Blade, which is a little bit unfortunate. So this is gonna come in 9 out of 9. Gets the enhanced skill. Thank you for the enhanced skill. Team over here, let's just cast a basic so that is gonna be 3 out of 6. 2 out of 6. 1 out of 6. And then we're gonna wait for Acheron to get an ultimate. We're gonna wait for Acheron to get an ultimate. Where is my... 1 out of 6. Okay, unfortunately, little Ika is gonna fucking steal my stacks like the little rat that he is. Unless... Nah, we're gonna waste this. Alright, so we are gonna be missing the stacks over there. Just get this back. I guess a little Ika getting a little bit more additional Devour is kind of apropos, considering he is a pretty fat fuck that scales interestingly lore-wise with the enemy of Veracity, because these minions does in fact come from Veracity, right? And Acheron is gonna come in over here, Blade is gonna get himself the skill over here, and then we are just gonna get ourselves another Acheron out, and then Acheron out at 67% enemy target. Big hit, big hit, big hit, absolutely massive. A 4 million hit from Acheron, and then 1 final hit from Blade. That is gonna be 9 out of 9. Gets us the next ultimate. Let's see that damage, which is gonna be 2.7 million. My hands are a little bit slow, but we are definitely gonna be able to easily get a 0 cycle, going down to a 40 AV 0 cycle with the addition of our E1 Blade, in which our ultimate did not expire a single time. So there was at no point did we ever need to refresh out, because the E1 allows you to almost perpetually have close to 100% ultimate uptime in any case. Before we activate this S1, you might be wondering, should you be getting the S1 first or the E2? The answer is the fucking E2. So let me just put this as a demonstration, right? If I were to compare this E2 to another analogy, this is the equivalent of what should you have after you order your appetizers in a restaurant. Do you go for the main course or do you go for the dessert? The answer is very simple. If you go for the dessert first, that's the equivalency of you going for the S1. 99.99999% of the individuals, you are gonna be going for the fucking main course, right? The lobster, the steak, the salmon, the ikan bilis, extra large, XL jumbo, the fish, the up in the E2 right here. That is why we're gonna activate the E2 Blade right now, because best cost maxing investment for Blade is E1 followed by E2, then you get his signature weapon. So now I'm gonna pop this and you're gonna see this particular line. Your ultimate damage is considered a follow-up attack damage, which means units like Acheron can actually make use of the 4-piece Durand set specifically because of E2 and Blade. So if you want to try something out, this is essentially you allowing your Acheron to cosplay as Fei Xiao. Now you have the price of wife and ex-wife combined into one, specifically because of this additional line. On top of that, because the charge goes down to 7, you are 100,000% never gonna be leaving the ultimate stage ever again. With that being established, let's see how this E2 Azure Blade is gonna be able to do for us right here. Okay. Grand Duke, absolutely fucking not. I absolutely hate Grand Duke, because the thing is, if you think about it, right, if you were to run Grand Duke, you will be reminded of the horrible times you were farming for Jingyuan. And let's just be real, no one ever farmed for Jingyuan. Alright, so we never ever need to get Grand Duke ever. It is gonna be completely fine if you wanna run Valerius, right? Okay, global passive is gonna proc over here. Gets this basic over here. Can I get my ultimate for Blade? Can I get my ultimate for Blade? Can I get my ultimate for Blade? Alright, Acheron, just fucking get the stacks, alright? Just get the golden stacks. Yes, if you had S1, this problem wouldn't really exist. But to be completely fair, it's also because we have that stupid-ass fucking debuff, right? We have this stupid-ass debuff. So 99% of the time, if you don't have this, it's actually not going to be too bad of a problem. But because of the debuff, then there's not a lot of things that we are able to do with this. Alright. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, that was actually really fucking bad for us because bro actually just pushed our highest scene all the way by 41 AV. So it kind of air what it ooh. There we go. Basic. Fantastic. One more hit. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that is a lot of free crit value right there. I'ma just get my out. Oh, wait, I don't have my out because I'm a fucking dumbass. That is just absolutely fucking exceptional. Alright, can I get my out right now? You know what? We don't even need Blade's ultimate because aggro will just clean up immediately. This is gonna be 6 out of 7, and then this is gonna be 7 out of 7. Alright, gets us the ultimate. Oh, fun fact as well, if you have access to E2 Blade, this is where I would heavily consider the application of this thing called 4-piece Eagle. Because with the addition of the stack reduction from 9 to 7, you are able to cast your enhanced skill a lot more frequently, which will give you a lot more energy, right? Which is the same methodology as why you want to give E2 face your 4-piece Eagle instead, which is pretty much the best 4-piece in the entire world. So at this point, for E2 Blade users, remember to swap on over to 4-piece Eagle for the highest possible amount of damage. And then we are highest in... Okay, at this point, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to go for the basic. And then we're going to get this. And then this is going to give the out. And then we are gonna get this back out right here. Cleaning up. Okay, we have a lot of additional stacks, but this is gonna give us a very big overkill. Except I don't have a big overkill, so we are just gonna get this. Check, the reason why this was slower, right? It was only because of the RNG, by the way. Our fucking highest thing got pushed back to next 10,000 years ago. So we lost like 40 AV. We legit lost like 5 billion AV and everything just kind of went to shit. So TLDR, the E2 changes nothing. Yeah, the E2 actually cleared worse than our E1 because this game absolutely fucking hates me. But with that, we are gonna wrap. Hopefully you guys can just see how absolutely insane that E2 is gonna be. I am now gonna activate this buckle. Finally, we are gonna achieve our instant wave 120 energy, which is gonna be actually really good for this particular stage with the D-powered debuff, right? So this is gonna be E2 S1 Blade. Hit that, hit that, hit that, and never do. Alright. 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 Alright, peep that. Peep that. Oh, the instant turn 1 ultimate achieved with... Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. For this particular MOC, right, or like this particular Anomaly Knight, because of the D-powered debuff, S1 Blade High Key has a lot of value here, just because we can cast our ultimate immediately. But it is only because of this debuff. Under any other circumstance, you would never... Oh my god, are you fucking kidding? You're fucking kidding, right? What the fuck? Brother! Alright, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, honestly, I should have just used Ranmei S5. Yeah, you're right. Ranmei S5 would have been way better than DDD here. Bro, I cannot... This is my first time seeing Hyacinth not getting ultimate after 2 turns, by the way. That was a 3-turn ultimate from 0 energy, which kind of reminds me of my experience playing with a E0 Sirene in a E0 final team comp, which basically just means I never ever get my ultimate, alright? And then this is gonna come back here for 3 minutes, which is absolutely exceptional. That is gonna be very nice. That is gonna be very nice. And then we are just gonna cast this ultimate immediately, which is gonna be really, really nice. Yes! Actually, I do believe it's a separate thing because her E6 allows her skill to be like the ultimate. And then Blade's E2 allows her ultimate to be a follow-up. So it doesn't really have a correlation with her skill being a follow-up as well. Alright. So I'm pretty sure that is gonna be how that thingy works. Alright, and then we're gonna hit it out right there. And then we hit that. Alright, thank you for the tribute. And then we are finally gonna be able to get our DDD action value advance. This splits up into a follow-up attack. And then this buckle is gonna give my tribute an attack boost, which is very, very interesting. Alright, we are gonna get hit over here, which is gonna be completely fine because my little hyacinth is just gonna go for the basic. And then that's gonna spawn in a new buckle. And then Blade is just gonna cast an enhanced skill. And then we are gonna get ourselves the hee-hee. And then once this hee-hee comes in, and that is gonna be the clear, right? Did we just get one guy? 70 AV dispatch with our E2 as 1 Blade. Thank you. Honestly, I would just personally skip out on the E4 showcase. So what this E4 does is you deal 50% more damage. Very, very good. Very, very nice. So if you are going to be going for the E4 there, it's going to be exceptional. I'm going to skip out this E5. And last but not least, the E6 S1 Blade. And then this will be spectacular. Thank you so much for the 4 months. That is very, very kind of you. So we are just going to be going for that right now with the E6 S1 Blade. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm just going to let AI do their job because I kind of want to just see how this is going to be rolling here. We'll get ourselves the taunt instead of Acheron's technique just to make sure that we get ourselves a hit. Alright. So E6 S1 Blade is gonna be able to get ourselves the instant ultimate right here after a basic. Gets the tempered 1000 times. And Acheron is gonna be instantly letting this go. Alright, that is a very, very big amount of damage. An exceptional amount of damage. Blade is gonna be taking a bit of a hit, but the moment Trippy goes for the basic, we are gonna be able to get ourselves the Blade enhanced skill for 525k. Alright. Oh my god, though, Blade actually resisted that particular hit. Oh, look at that, chat. Are y'all looking? Oh, I do be looking kind of hard. Oh, I would have went for the highest in basic there instead, which would have been a little bit better. And then this is gonna come back down for a 928. Alright, little Ika gets the attack buff, which is very, very nice. Blade gets the enhanced skill, getting us another ultimate. Huge ultimate. Look at the energy regeneration, by the way. Bro, look at the energy regeneration because of the additional energy recharge, which works very similarly to E6 Saber. Alright, E6 Blade allows you to cast your ultimate at a much higher frequency. Look at that amount of ultimate frequency. 6.46 million. As our tribute goes for the basic, Blade is once again gonna get the enhanced skill, gets us another ultimate, and gets us another ultimate, and then we're gonna get us another ultimate for the 91 AV dispatch on the E6 S1 Blade, right? So that is gonna be that. Before we wrap up this video, we'll just do one final showcase real quick by activating our S5 Hyacinth. as well as activating our S5 Tribi, as well as activating our S5 M Blade for the grand total of a 48 cost dispatch. And then later on in a separate video, we'll take a look at how other 48 cost teams are gonna be cooking. You know what? As a matter of fact, oh, you want me to kill Akron? Don't be mean, guys. That's not very nice of y'all, right? That's not very nice. We're just gonna keep to our E6 S5 48 cost blade right now. Alright, a good amount of sustain right here. Alright, hoo-hoo. Alright, instantly gets us the ultimate. Oh, that is gonna be a decent-ish amount of damage increase. Because of the fact that Blade gets us that 2 charge stacks every single time now, it is going to be quite a lot of charge generation. And then we are gonna dispel the gloom and restore the sky. Little Ika comes in for a 3. And then Akron is gonna go back in for a big ultimate. Another 3 million. Blade will get ourselves the 8 out of 7, landing the attack buff, clearing out yet another wave, and a huge Blade hit for 6.4 million damage, which I would say is very, very competitive with Akron's damage as a main DPS. And then one more Akron ultimate is going to come here. Mock. Little Ika gets the basic, gets the additional follow-up attack. Blade is gonna cast the skill, and that will be our 48 cost E6 S5 Akron Blade Hyacinth and Tribi showcase. Stay tuned for the next episode where we'll feature what a 48 cost M Blade team looks like across your top 3 most favorite teams. And because I do in fact come from the future, I can already sense what YouTube comments are telling me what teams you guys want to see for our 48 cost blade. And that is going to be Akron. It is gonna be Fei Xiao. It is gonna be main DPS blade. Alright, so that is gonna be that. Word of the day is gonna be Xiao at 48 cost. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, use code POKE, 10% off gamers up. All the best for your gadget fools, and I'll see you guys next time.